Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut Live. We are here on another Monday night with a ton of movie news to get to, and I am here breaking it all down with RB3. RB3, how you cooking, man?
I'm good. You know, I'm still sick as heck, but we pushing through it.
Pushing through, man. We appreciate you. And obviously, guys, right off the top, we want to let you know a couple things. First thing that we have right now is our merch shop is live. So if you want to plug into some First Cut merch, make sure to click in the description down below. We are trying to push that merch as much as we can. And if you guys want to rep First Cut, you know where to find it. It is in the description down below. Also, we are live on TikTok, which is crazy. So shout out TikTok. Anyone who's watching on TikTok, we appreciate you guys over there as well. And if you want to get some merch, it is also on the TikTok shop. So make sure and check out all the First Cut goodies that we got cooking up for you over there. So we appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching right now, make sure you do that as well. Yeah. Cooking, man. We cooking, bro. We got the website coming up too.
Yeah, website's live right now, even though it's still some elements under construction, still some unfinished articles and stuff like that. But yeah, the website is also live, firstcuttmo.com. So yeah, we got website, we got merch, members. If you are a member of First Cut, we are doing things for members as well. So there's all the opportunity you can to support us as the gang. But we ain't asking for much. We just asking for y'all to show up and hit the like button. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And we appreciate every one of you and each and every one of you that does that. So, but RB3, we got a lot to get to. So I say we just get right to it. Biggest movie news coming out of this weekend and of this week, I guess, is going to be the BAFTAs. And unfortunately, it is not the awards. It is not the winners, which there were a couple good ones in there. And we might get to that a little bit later. But it was this pretty intense, insane live award show moment that happened, which is one of the guests who has Tourette's syndrome shouted the N-word at Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan. RB3, I've seen takes out the wazoo. So many damn takes from movie fans, from non-movie fans, from disabled people, from everybody out the door. But I definitely want to start with your opinion on this pretty insane, wild situation that has gone on over at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Sorry, I was just trying to tweet it out real quick, but yeah, actually, let me actually try and finish this tweet. But yeah, I think, it's been a crazy situation, man. Let's start off with actually like playing the video itself, because we have the video here for people who need the context. We got to see the context. So
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate.
Yeah. So that has been the runner of the discourse for this entire weekend. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. When I first saw this, I was a little tipsy. Me and my homies, we usually have our Black History Month brunch over the weekend on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Some Sunday in February, we usually do a Black History Month brunch. Me and the homies, I was outside, was at Fogo de Chao. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating, sipping something. And then I saw this situation come up. I ain't gonna lie. First thing I did, I laughed. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed a little bit. And this kind of situation. And it's funny, I saw, shout out to my man, Justin Hunt, the company man, who's a hip hop commentator, podcaster as well. But he also follows us on Twitter. He follows me. I don't know if he follows First Cut, but he said it best on his stream. Back in the day, this would have been like a perfect like Boondocks like joke. You know what I'm saying? Or something that would have been like on South Park. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely where my mind went when it first happened. But then, of course, we're not in that time anymore. We're not in the 2000s anymore. We're in the 2026, where we're in an era where Congress can put up to vote to, basically the majority of the House of Representatives could pass a law basically saying black people shouldn't be allowed to vote anymore with this new voting rights, voting ID act kind of situation, saying, oh, you just don't need an ID. You need an ID, a birth certificate, and if you're a veteran, you got to have some document that literally does not exist at all. So they're literally doing everything they can to rip the vote out of black people's hands across the country. We are regressing as a society. But then again, these are the Brits. These are Britain, right? Like, they don't know. They didn't have to deal. They were directly involved in the transatlantic slave trade, but they didn't have directly slaves. So, maybe their understanding is a little bit skewed, maybe from their perspective, right? But I think that's where the biggest problem lies in this situation. And look, there's a lot of sensible guys out there that have very sensible reactions to this situation. Shaw had Goofy. He had a good little response video that was very calm and collected. A lot of other people, we follow was very calm and collected about the situation. I'm gonna give y'all the not calm, not cool, collected type of response to this, because this mug makes me mad. I'm gonna try hard not to curse, but you gotta understand, I'm not even the dude with Tourette's. Tourette's is a mental illness. It's a syndrome. I don't even want to say mental illness. It's just it's a disability. In the particular kind of Tourette's he got, he says offensive things and doesn't necessarily have control of that, right? Now, how am I, I'm not going to be ableist and say, hey, get rid of that or control that mug, man, because he can't control it. That's, not what he can do. But you can control the BAFTAs, and this whole organization can control how the story and the narrative of this whole situation takes place, right? And that's where I think is the biggest failure is on the BAFTAs organization, is on Alan Cumming, the host of the whole thing, right? Being like, oh, we must have understanding. We must have this. I can understand the homie got Tourette's, but I don't understand is the lack of apology that we didn't see in the immediate moment, in public, at that same time, or just overall in general. Because go back and look at this video, man. Obviously, you Brits don't understand the significance of the N-word, right? The N-word is not just a word that's just some willy-nilly, oh, it's just a slur. We can give, it's not just that. It's a historical attack that our people have been undergone for 400 years, taken from our homeland of Africa, moved all the way to Timbuktu, America, whatever, and then just given no type of respect, no type of time, no type of understanding of the visceral violence that word just holds, especially when you're saying it to an older, for one, Michael B. Jordan, younger brother, you know what I'm saying? But Delroy Lindo, you're talking to an elder statesman an OG, who has been fighting on the front lines for black representation for decades, dog. So it's just very, very disheartening to see these brothers attacked. Look at the look on their face when it happens. Like,
for a vital part of movie making.
They gotta take the pause. They gotta they are in shock. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a shocking, violent confrontation to black people. And to all you Brits is like, oh, it's just a word, it's just a word. Shut up. Because if I start going out here and calling you all kinds of dirty cracker, nasty teeth, bozos, like some of y'all actually are in these Twitter replies. And that's really the thing too, man. We live in such a polarized age that we just can't have a sensible dialogue about anything. It's like we can't have a group of black people just saying, hey, we're uncomfortable with this situation. We can't have this discourse without the ugliest AI, goofiest white people that got to jump in the conversation and try to tell us how to feel about something. You won't tell us nothing, dog. Y'all don't tell us nothing because we, black people, are the culture. We're running this thing, man. We are up there on stage. Ryan Coogler winning the first. This is how you know the BAFTAs is like this dumb racist organization, right? How you gonna have the first black man to win a screenplay category in 2026, dog? This award show existed for, I don't know, 50-something, 60-something years. And it's the first? Like, come on, man. Y'all ain't doing nothing but holding progress back. And by this whole fake apology, not just from the BAFTAs, but then we get the quote from the homie this morning too, which is, again, I'm not going to be mad at homie for his condition. I am going to be mad at the fact that, hey, he didn't walk up right on stage immediately after that happened and say, I'm sorry, I have Tourette's. Don't be offended, and apologize publicly. And then we go to the next morning, and then they put out this whole, I don't know if you saw the apology homie put out this morning, basically saying, I understand the concern if you're offended. That classic manipulative, old school, oh, I'm sorry if you were offended. Doesn't mean anything about us. Out of here, man. Fuck you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you are clearly, if I went up there and started calling you a bunch of slurs, a bunch of R words and, S words, a bunch of anti-ability slurs, ableist slurs, people would rightfully get offended. If this man had went up, and this is another point too. I'm sorry, I'm going on. Just, I'm gonna let you talk. I promise. I swear to God. But this has been just a disheartening discourse that we've seen on Twitter and we've seen everywhere during this conversation, right? Because y'all know, everybody watching knows, if he would have said the K word or something anti-Semitic or something like, the F word, some homophobic, some xenophobic, something like that, like they would have got 10 apologies every which way up the river, right? Especially if it was something anti-Semitic. But because it's something that is about black people, because it's a word that white people already are mad at themselves because they can't say it, they're like, oh, well, he shouldn't even have to apologize. We should be allowed to say it anyway. I mean, who cares? It's just a word, right? Yeah, okay, it's just a word to y'all. Keep saying it's a word to y'all, and then watch, you're going to get popped in the face by somebody who wasn't there. Man, they lucky that they got some calm brothers like Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo, Ryan Coogler, Hannah Beecher, who was the production designer, who she said she got caught the N-word 3 times during that whole night. I didn't pull the screenshots, but yeah, she said, homie screamed it to her when she was walking by. Again, she understands this is a Tourette's thing, but gosh dang, where's the apology? Where is the apology? Because Tourette's, yes, you cannot control the tics, but you can control the aftermath. And that brother, whoever your name is, John, blah, 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 whatever, apparently he's also the guy that, like, they based that whole Tourette's episode on the Simpsons or on South Park. You remember South Park back in the day that whole Tourette's episode apparently is like loosely based on this guy too. So it's like I get it. This is your story. This is your thing. His film was nominated. I get it. But you got to hold yourself accountable for the aftermath of it. Just because you got Tourette's, you got to be held accountable. And the BAFTAs got to be held accountable. So both of these actors in this situation, not actors, but both of these people, the BAFTAs and the actual individual, we need accountability. We need an apology. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And to all you stupid white people who think that we should just be running around saying the N-word, suck my... I'm chilling. But...
Yeah, no, it's a lot there, and it really is a lot of ignorance, obviously a lot of racism as well, because that's what it is when you justify situations. You're just showing your own racist, your own racism and your own prejudice that you already have. There's a couple things there that I feel like people want to get to and they want to argue, and I've noticed that on Twitter, and I noticed that on Blue Sky too. There was a big conversation about people talking about the disabled perspective and all this kind of stuff. But I feel like there's ignorance within that And I'm glad that there's a lot of Black disabled activists who are speaking up about what they've dealt with their whole life, which is racism within their own community of the disabled community, and how that's easily justified, even though they're a part of both communities. And it always rears its ugly head. There's a large conversation that needs to be had in general. It's too large for this situation, but just the way people justify racist actions because of their disabilities is still very prominent and present in our real world. And I think it's, again, ignorant and stupid and really should be addressed, because there's actual Black disabled people who say like, hey, wait a minute, you still can't say that.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be in your vocabulary, because I also have Tourette's, or I also am disabled and I've been a part of these communities, and that's some bullshit. So there's been plenty of those that I've seen. The biggest prominent one is Imani. I don't know if you know who that is. It's
I did see
a
that
famous Imani Vellani, I think. She's a famous TikToker, and she's talked about that quite a bit. So it's such a encapsulation of our current day and age, which is sad. Everything just going down the drain when it comes to just common sense when it comes to people of color, and this desire to stomp them out and to stomp Black people out of existence, and to take Black history out of schools, and to remove Black history stuff from museums. And it's just so disheartening. And black authors in general, they're just removing anyone who's a Black author, just take the book out of the course in a lot of high schools. And that's the current world we're living in. It's a brutal, horribly, overtly racist world. And I think the BAFTAs are truly ignorant with everything that they've done so far. And like you said, the British aspect as well is something that needs to be addressed, because there's plenty of Black British people and there's plenty of racism in Britain. So if they want to wash their hands, they clearly cannot, because there's been a lot there. So
and this is why, like, and this really should show you something about like what the right wing agenda is, right? Because the UK, Britain is like overwhelmingly far more right wing than we are like in America, right? Like very much so. And they also, but they also don't have free speech. Like literally free speech is like not existent in Britain. Like you can actually go to jail for saying something too controversial in Britain, right? But it just goes to show you that, like, you know, in an ideal far right world, you can get in trouble for having government dissent, but you can't get in trouble for attacking Black people verbally or physically. So it's like, it's just another example of like why the conversation around centers is so vital, why the conversation around Black cinema in general is so vital, because a lot of, just evidently, a lot of y'all just ain't comfortable with having y'all in y'all spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are so uncomfortable having us there that you can't even offer up a simple "I'm sorry." Y'all got to come out there. Alec Cumming got to come out there. Thank you for having understanding. It's so good to have understanding. Okay, I can understand a homie all day, every day. I've had people who were like mentally handicapped, like in my schools, like in high school, elementary school, stuff like that. But guess what? When a homie did the outburst, they sent him to the other classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like they sent him to the classroom, and then when he came back and it was normal, it was all peace and love. It was good. But they don't even want to do that. Like they said, you know, homie said he had to escort himself out at some point because he was yelling "F you" to that, this and that, like to, you know, other awards and whatnot during the family awards and stuff. So he escorted himself out. But you should have had your way out the first N-word. And why didn't somebody around him tell him that either? So that's the problem. It's an institutional disregardment. Like you said, institutional erasure of Black people. And it's just like, it's just like we lose in every single space that we step into. And I hate to be the angry brother who got to talk this talk, but it's like, bruh, like nobody else is going to speak up for, well, you know, thankfully a lot of people are speaking up. Jamie Foxx was, Jamie Foxx said he don't believe that ish. A lot of Black people are in this discourse saying like, yo, like enough's enough. Like y'all gotta say something about this, because, you know, and I think the part that really solidified it for me and and this situation is just like, seeing, I don't know, man. It's just seeing how many of these goofy white people, just online, on Twitter, on YouTube comments, on everything, just will find any and every excuse other than to just apologize to some black people. Like, it's like the hardest thing in the world to say, hey, I'm sorry for, attacking you, essentially. But, that's just the society we live in, man. It's the erasure.
Yeah, it's sad, and it's happening a lot, and it's only increasing, and I feel like there's so much there to get to. Yeah, go ahead.
And it's one more thing, too. I forgot to mention this, too. There's that other brother who was going up there at the award show. What's his name? I think Adius Johnson or something like that. Who I'm probably getting his name mixed up. He went up there accepting his award. He said "Free Palestine," and guess what? They edited that out the broadcast. So y'all gonna edit out the literal black man saying "Free Palestine" during Black History Month? Y'all gonna edit that out, but y'all gonna leave in the Tourette's homie attack, screaming the N-word at two black screen legends? Like, come on, dog. Come on, BAFTAs. Y'all know where the agenda is. Y'all know where the money is. And if one of these slurs would have been the K word or something about putting somebody in the oven or something anti-Semitic, the broadcast would have been cut. They would have had three different apologies. The brother would have been taken to Israel or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's same thing with Spike. Same thing with Spike last week when he wore the Free Palestine suit. Immediately, they came up with all the worst slurs in the world. He's attacking the only Jewish player. Shut up. Shut up. Like, get off of your high horse and start listening to some black people instead of letting it go in and out your ears like this, man, because y'all telling on yourselves. Y'all telling on yourselves, man. So,
yeah, and I think there needs to be, and this is bold of me saying it, but this is what I believe. I think there needs to be more defiance. I agree with you. I don't know what Jamie Foxx said, but I agree that there needs to be a little bit more like, hey, yo, what? Like, you can't just walk away. There needs to be less. We have to stop relying on respectability politics, which is something that I've noticed quite a bit. And just this idea that a proper debate is the way to find a way out. And it's like, no, I'm not going to debate with fucking racists. Just sock them in the face or just step up to them and be like, what? Like, just ask him what. And that's simple. Because we have to stop, smiling and nodding when we see this kind of behavior, even if it is from a disabled person. I think there needs to at least be a question there. At least ask the question, what is going on and what did you say? And that simple question would be enough for, like you said, for him to escort himself out or something, because it can't just be that simple, man. It can't. It needs to be a proper apology and a proper way to show that that there is a place for Michael B. Jordan and for Delroy Lindo there. And speaking of which, RB3, I know it's difficult to get to, but unfortunately, there was some good victories at the BAFTAs that should have been celebrated and should have been at the headlines, like Ryan Coogler winning Best Original Screenplay, and like Wunmi, my favorite one. No, shout out to Ryan, I love Ryan, but I feel like that was a given. The surprise to me, which I think is a good surprise, and I'm hoping it's a positive surprise to show that she can do it at the Oscars, is my choice for Best Supporting Actress, which is Wunmi Musaka winning for Sinners. Any thoughts about that, and hopes that maybe that could happen in the Oscars as well?
Yeah, no, I'm very happy about Wunmi Musaka winning. I mean, no, honestly, after this whole situation, they should have gave Sinners Best Picture, Best Director, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what, like, how do you even make up for this kind of attack on my people? Like, and salute to Dylan. Dylan's in the chat. Dylan said never watched the BAFTAs. You know what I'm saying? Do I ever? Don't we don't have a reason to care now either. You know what I'm saying? Especially me. Like, if you already know what type of time they on. But that being said, though, yeah, like, taking all of that aside, I do love seeing Wunmi Musaka win. She had a great speech, Ryan Coogler also had a great speech thanking his wife, being broke and that whole comeback story. It's always good to see him speak, man. Ryan Coogler is just such a natural at it. But, yeah, all of that just gets overshadowed by just this attack. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people got to stop saying it's like, oh, a slur slipped out. No, it wasn't a slur. It was an attack. It was an attack based in 400 years of brutality that our people have been dealing with and are still fighting to this very day. So it's like, again, if this was like the 2000s, this was like 2008, I would have laughed. This might have been a meme. You know what I'm saying? It would have been we maybe would have been having a little bit more fun with this. But the fact of the matter is, we're not in that time no more. We're in the era of Trump. We're in the era of black rights being taken away. We're in the era of, hey, women's rights being taken away, Jewish rights being taken away from some people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we can't be silent on any of this stuff anymore. This gotta be the outrage. Like, outrage is justified. Outrage is always gonna be justified, especially when it's coming to, saying something like this. Because now, all these white boys are gonna come out the woodwork saying, oh, if the Tourette's guy can say, oh, I got Tourette's now, let me get Tourette's now. I'm gonna start saying it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to start slapping a lot of homies. And then one more thing too, man. That's the thing too. The same white people who were getting at Will Smith for slapping Chris Rock on that stage at the Oscars are the same people who are being like, oh, I don't know, maybe we should give the Tourette's guy some grace. Oh, really? Now y'all want to give some grace? Really? After 2.5 years of saying Will Smith is the boogeyman and he's the devil and he's ghetto-fying the Oscars, now y'all want to say, oh, maybe we should be patient with people. Y'all are telling on yourselves, man. Y'all telling on yourselves. I see it. I don't like it. Y'all ugly. Y'all nasty. Y'all white people. Y'all going to hell. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, there's been a couple weeks here with a lot of award shows. The Berlin Festival is another example, with a lot of celebrities just showing their whole ass, just really being disappointed all around. So, yeah, it's a bummer, man. And unfortunately, it's one of those situations that will probably not be properly addressed, which, again, we still have. I don't think there's not even a proper addressing from the BAFTAs yet. I haven't heard of anything. So.
No. Not addressing from the BAFTAs, not addressing from the dude, from the homie, you know what I'm saying? He just put out some Millie mouth. I'm sorry if you're offended. Like, nah, out of here. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we do have to move on to our next major topic of today, and that is the Netflix acquisition of Warner Brothers, which is feeling like it's so close, but at the same time, there's still so much pushback from Paramount. So RB3, give me a quick update on what's happening with that.
Yeah, man. Paramount, they don't know how to give up on the fight, man. It's, David Ellison is like that rich kid who never got told no. So he is just going to keep begging his mom for the extra cookies at Costco. Even though they already have 80 cookies at home. You know what I'm saying? So this whole situation is getting wild. Last week, Paramount said, here's the long and short of it is the negotiations have been closed up. Netflix is looking like the buyer, buying the Warner Brothers, the studio and the HBO Max, not the TV networks, not the CNN and all that stuff, but only the good stuff for $27 a share, basically. Now David Ellison kept talking about, hey, Paramount will buy the whole thing, including the TV networks, for $30 a share. Warner Brothers kept saying, nah, we don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. Until eventually, Paramount said, hey, look, we won't pay 30. We'll pay $31 a share. Maybe even go up to $32 a share, which, by the way, is an increase of like over $600 million in evaluation for the Warner Brothers deal and stuff like that. So literally just by continuously forcing the issue and like going to the Warner Brothers shareholders and being like, hey, we'll get you more money if you buy with us. Now the negotiations open back up for like a 1 week period. I think that period actually ends tomorrow. This also comes on the end. This also comes on the precipice of like Ted Sarantos going to Congress, and like, you know, now there's all this speculation of like, will there be regulatory approval if Netflix ends up buying it? You know, because Paramount is like Trump's personal studio, they would get the clearance seemingly. They're also saying now David Ellison is, or David Ellison's daddy, Larry Ellison, is confirmed to be putting up like over some ridiculous amount of billions, I think $40 billion in this deal in cash. So it's going to be an all cash offer. So yeah, Paramount is literally just throwing the kitchen sink at it. They're trying to, you know, get it's like the girl at the prom, like, hey, you can win the first date, but you just keep buying flowers, keep buying rings, keep buying croissants, you know what I'm saying? Like, eventually she might say something. And that's the kind of situation we got going on here, I think, you know?
Yeah, and the last thing I also heard was James Cameron speaking up about it. He's very, very anti-Netflix. Unfortunately, for James Cameron, and unfortunately for people who kind of agree with him, is the fact that there's just no way around it saying that Paramount is worse. And I know for a lot of cinephiles and movie fans and theater fans, that might not seem like the case, but yet they keep demonstrating that they would be worse, and not just on a purely straightforward, like thematic, like what is their vision gonna be, which would be terrible, but also on a jobs level. Netflix has promoted as best as they can that they will try to not cut as many jobs, whereas Larry Ellison has said, we'll cut all the jobs. We don't give a shit. And also when it comes to their cash, whereas the Paramount studio is getting a vast majority of their money from Arabs and from the Emirates, whereas Netflix is not doing that, which is makes their money more stable. And you just never know when you get those international dollars, especially when it comes to that administration over there. But again, that comes to the cozying up to the current administration right now, because those are Trump's homies right now. So it is a very, it's one of those things where, here's my thing. We love James Cameron, right? And I tell James Cameron, James, I'm with you, bro. But Paramount's worse, number one. And number two, we know what the best course of action would be, which would be no acquisition, no merger. Most people don't want this. If you're living in Hollywood, you don't want it. You want to have more creativity, more people involved in jobs. And there's always a job loss when you do these kind of mergers and acquisitions. That is just the case. And obviously for movie fans, we also don't want it because we like what WB has done this year, for crying out loud. They have the two Best Picture nominees who are most likely to win Best Picture. So it's one of those things where the inevitability of it is what makes it sad. But if it is inevitable, there's no way around it than saying Paramount would be worse. Not necessarily that Netflix would be great, but Paramount would be worse.
Yeah, no, indeed. Yeah, I think that's just the, yeah, you know.
The sad reality, yeah.
Yeah, it's the sad reality of the situation. It's just like, you know, and I love James Cameron too. James, you know, I always say there's only one JC in Hollywood. It ain't Jesus Christ, it's James Cameron, you know. But yeah, on this one, brother, you know, you're wrong. I hate to say it. And I think it's even fair to say that, like, you know, hey, look at all the other great filmmakers who might be probably more on Netflix's side, right? I think about like Guillermo del Toro. Like, I think if I'm Guillermo del Toro, I'm jumping up and down for this Warner Brothers deal because, hey, maybe my Frankenstein movie, instead of being a Netflix throwaway directly to streaming, now becomes a Warner Brothers release with a big, you know, theatrical play. Hey, if I'm salute to Greta Gerwig, right? Her Chronicles of Narnia movie. That one will be a huge theatrical play under the Warner Brothers label. So it's like, there's so many great A-list directors who are working with Netflix right now. Who's Paramount got? They got the Taylor Sheridan, like, you know, they got the Ninja Turtle homies, like, you know what I mean? Like, Jeff Wright or whoever did the Ninja Turtles, like, it's not like they have the top tier A-list. You know, they got Tom Cruise. Okay. But then we already saw what Mission Impossible 8 did. And now you know the studio's getting desperate when they start putting out these fake rumors about Chloe Zhao doing Mission Impossible 9. Like, okay, like y'all are really just trying to milk these investors and like act like they're stupid. Like, come on now, don't be ridiculous. But it's like it's like, come on, bro. It's like y'all know better than y'all got to have better put on than being just the only state sanctioned Trump studio. Especially, he's really going after that CNN. He wants that CNN as part of that merger. They're putting all this money together, all this foreign money, all this weird money to try to make that work. And yes, it's evil and it's deplorable and it's kind of despicable if you're asking me. So,
Yeah, it's sad. And it's one of those things where I really hope it doesn't happen. And I think that Warner Brothers leadership is pretty on board with the Netflix offer. And I think they'll probably go with it. But again, the more they push that agenda, then the more it's going to be difficult for them to actually greenlight it, which hopefully will happen. Again, if I had to choose, it's not good either way. And hopefully it'll be an opportunity for them to go against the grain and not, put everything on streaming and actually put stuff in theaters like you're saying, because that to me would be the perfect example of something they can do to get goodwill towards them from people in like James Cameron, for example, who's mainly saying this because he's afraid of because he loves theaters. He loves showing his movie in theaters and making money that way. And he's right. Movies should be seen in theaters and they should make money that way. But I hope that Netflix is able to appease people like him, who's more of a cynic, and be able to say, hey, no, we're actually going to put movies in theaters and make them, have a good theatrical run and not just kind of take stuff out of the theaters as soon as we feel like it. So hopefully they can go against the grain with that and get back some goodwill, because that's right now their only or their biggest negativity going towards them. So
yeah, and they're trying to paint this whole thing of like Netflix is like this woke studio. Netflix is like the most woke content creator. Like that's what like Ted Cruz was trying to tell Ted Saranto. Was like, is Netflix woke? Do you think America's on stolen land? I'm like asking all these dumb questions. And it's like, okay, like y'all are idiots for one. For two, you think the company that made Amelia Perez is the most woke company in the entire world, where half the trans community was like, yo, this movie's trash, don't watch this, it's like anti-trans actually. So yeah, nah, man, nah. They're a business. They make a lot of bad shit and a lot of stupid shit. So no. Yeah, nah. But I was gonna say real quick before we move on, I just want to tap into the chat. Thank you to all 10 of y'all watching on YouTube, and then we had a lot of people tap in and out on TikTok. We had like 66 people on TikTok at one point, but they, people come in and out. So then I did want to say though, Joseph Week said, how is it, talking about the BAFTAs, how's it a 2-hour tape delay, but they didn't bleep it out during the broadcast? Exactly. That's the biggest thing. Like, they could have bleeped that out, but they did edit out the Palestine thing, but they want to keep that. They already knew what time it was. Film fan One Eye said, "Pop the F off." We have a platform so we could change this. Exactly. Warhound said, with that being said, I have no problem with RB3's visual reaction. It should open our eyes to the BAFTA. I truly used to love that show until this year. I'm FE now. Yeah. And then, that's what Dylan was talking about. Not tuning in anytime soon. Joseph Week said, my indignant white man impression is getting more accurate. And then, like Warhol said, like, yo, homie, that Davidson dude could have walked on stage at any moment or asked for the mic and personally apologized to Daryl Roy or Jordan during the show. So, and he has agency. Like, bro has agency. Like, you can go up there and do whatever you want. And he did apologize this morning, but it's a fake little Millie Mouth apology, and I ain't rocking with that. And then lastly, but not least, Joseph Week said, just give WB the first cut for free. You guys would be good studio heads. Hey, look, man, we'll, we could run some stuff pretty all right. You know what I'm saying? We'll set DC straight. You know what I mean? We'll be having a good time.
Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, obviously that's a lot of power, but I'll still take it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be trying to cook as best I can, or at least letting people cook. So yeah, man, for sure. Now we have a couple trailers to get to, right? Every three. I know you have them pulled up, but Toy Story 5. I didn't even know Toy Story 5 was coming out, man.
Yeah.
Are we excited about this? Are we?
Well,
I don't know.
I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I'll admit it. I wasn't excited for this movie. I thought it was gonna be lame. I thought the premise was okay. Like the toys they now trying to fight the iPads, and all the iPads are coming into the equation, and the technology and whatnot is making it hard for the toys to be toys and the kids to be kids and stuff. Yeah, I think that's an okay premise. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When they dropped this trailer over the weekend and they had my boy Woody looking like this, bruh. Oh, no, hold up. No, Woody. And shout out to Discussing Film. Whoever wrote this caption, like, why would you put it like that, man? No, don't put his ball in your head. No, okay, but then, when this joke dropped right here, man.
Came here as fast as I could.
Why are you wearing a dress, Woody?
It's called a poncho, Forky.
Oh, someone needs a brown marker.
I can't lie, man. That might have been one of the top 5 funniest trailer moments I may have ever seen in the trailer, dog. That made me laugh ridiculously hard. You know what I'm saying? And then they had the follow-up joke.
It's been too long, cowboy.
What are you, some sort of old man toy?
What?
She thinks you're old because you're bald, Woody.
Look how that bald spot just peeking, dog. Like, that bald spot is peeking out, man. It's like it reminded me of that moment from SpongeBob.
And between you and me, my hair is thinning a bit.
Oh, Your Highness, I'm sure it's not that noticeable. Bald! Bald! Bald!
Bald! All right.
It's like, why you bought him like that, man? They didn't need to pack up my dude Woody like that, man. Yeah.
Hey man, he's got that cowboy hat, bro. Come on now, bro.
Yeah,
he's gonna put that shit on every time now.
Yeah, look, that's what they say. Like, you wear them hats. Like, them hats is gonna cause that male pattern baldness right there, man. That male pattern baldness ain't no joke.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where it's like a double joke, because it also looks like a worn out, like the color is worn out, like that little rubbery stuff, which can happen to a toy. But the fact that it's that exact spot makes it even funnier. So it's like he's old in toy version, but also like in human version, if he was a human. So yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's
yeah. I'll probably check it out, man. It's obviously not at the top of my list, to be honest. I think there's just too damn many of them. But it is kind of an interesting premise. Obviously, I feel like you can do that like in 30 minutes, make a 30-minute episode of that. Hopefully they don't extend that too long. Make a long-ass Toy Story 5. But from what you showed me, it looks fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, no, I think man. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be really, really fun. I think telling kids like, hey man, go out there and touch some grass, man. No more, get off this iPad for a second. Like, go out there and have some fun, like interact with people, speak, you know what I'm saying? And then, we see I think there's a lot of fun elements. I mean, the whole element with the multiple Buzz Lightyears, they had announced that like almost like 2 years ago or something like that. And then people were like, didn't understand where that was going to be. But this whole sequence looks kind of fun. The multiple buzzes, like, what is that going to add up to, right? I think they have I think they're just getting really creative with it. And also, too, at the end of the trailer, like, you can see they're recreating scenes from, like, Toy Story 2. Like, this scene is a recreation from Toy Story 2 when Jesse's having the flashback. There are scenes that they're kind of, like, this scene's like an homage to Toy Story 1. So it's honestly like, the bald old man thing kind of is like a good joke about Woody, but it's also kind of a fun meta joke of like, hey, yo, the fans are now old enough to like be at this point too, right? Like, because if you watch the OG in theaters, like you're definitely in the like you're pushing the old man status. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
not,
yeah.
You know, not you, Andres, not you, bro.
Oh no,
but,
I'll
like,
take it, bro. I'm officially an old head, bro. And I'll take it. I accept it now. At this point, I'm not running away from it. I'm accepting my bald head. I'm gonna wear it proudly. Because yeah, that's true, man. What is this, like 95 it came out? I want to say like 95.
Yeah, first one came out in 95. Yeah.
Forever ago. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
So I was very little, but I do remember seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were, I mean, it's literally 31 years this franchise has been running. So it's like you are in that old man thing. But I like that it's looking like this movie is like a nice little full circle kind of moment. Like, oh, these are the old guys getting together for more adventure. The OG trilogy, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, that's always going to be the definitive like story right there too. That's always going to be the one. It's always going to be there. So I'm never going to take away from that. Toy Story 4 is actually surprisingly fun. Like it's actually a surprisingly good movie. Like actually, it's not as good as 3, but it's a good movie. So now I'm thinking, okay, they have a cool premise with the iPad. We see multiple buzzes. That's kind of looking fun. We get the old man Woody. They have 3 or 4 concepts that I'm like kind of looking at. I'm kind of wondering like, where is this going to go? Like this kind of seems like they might have something interesting going on here. So, yeah, that's I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and is it Pixar or is it Disney Animation?
It's Pixar. It's still Pixar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pixar, man, you know what, man? I was thinking about this because I saw the Annie Awards, and I know I'm the only one who saw that. But Pixar still cooks, man. Yeah. What's his face? Elio.
Yeah, Elio was good.
It still goes hard, bro. I was like, damn, people hate on this shit, but it's really good.
Yeah,
Elio it's still like quality. It's still like top notch quality. So
yeah. Now, I mean, they did Elio dirty too by taking out all the LGBTQ like themes or whatever. But
yeah, Disney's on that time right now, man.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But speaking of trailers, man, we got another one which I didn't know about until you put me on it. But this is God Is. Talk to me a little bit about what this movie is, man.
Yeah, Is God Is this new movie from director Aleshea Harris, if I'm not mistaken. This is her debut feature.
Oh, interesting.
And it's written and directed by her. If I'm not mistaken, it's also based on a play of the same name. And I think the person who wrote it and directed it also like made the play as well. It's a very, very interesting premise. I mean, I was just gonna say like we should maybe just like react to it, like
sure.
Do you want to react to it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, hold on. Give me 1 second here because my laptop is boom. Hold up, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button too while you at it. 16 people watching. Joseph Ashley, what's good, my boy? Okay. This is gonna be a little janky because I forgot to set it up ahead of time, but here we go.
Swing.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna just pause it real quick because we can't hear it. And
no, can't hear it. Yep.
Yeah. All right, bet. All right. I'll make it smaller too, so we don't get like copyrighted. These fools at Amazon don't be playing. Here we go.
Swing. We got a letter from Mama.
I thought she was dead. What she went with us now? Where she been at?
She's on her deathbed. If we don't go now, this might be our last chance to see God.
God.
She made us, didn't she?
Oh, Vivica A. Fox. Hold up.
I'm gonna make this real simple.
She ain't looking.
Make your daddy dead. Real dead.
This seemed a little crazy.
Not as crazy as setting your wife on fire in front of your kids and abandoning them.
We ain't killers. How we gonna live with ourselves if we do this?
This Destiny type shit.
Looks like some crazy black trauma going on here. Black revenge.
You ready?
Yeah.
The lady he took up with after he burnt us up. Find her and you'll find him. Lady by the name of Divine.
Oh, Erica Alexander, y'all know her.
You're his girl.
Oh, hell no.
You in trouble? Chuck Hall's got your back.
Just tell us where he at.
Y'all be watching the
It
shows.
would wag. He took my time. We ain't gonna kill him.
We clapping.
Tell us where to find him.
Now Monet.
You're alive?
We drumming.
Y'all think y'all just gonna kill him?
Imagine what our lives would look like if he hadn't done it.
Fire burnt his house down.
It was born for burning.
I don't wanna hear no yeah.
Ain't nobody innocent. I don't want nothing but blood.
Why don't you sit with me? Seems like we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Damn, good for her, man. Damn, what a cast for a first time feature director. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, nah, that was the one. I mean, man, that looks scary. I mean, that looks spooky. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like Color Purple meets like Kill Bill a little bit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of like that revenge plot of it. Yeah, I already know YouTube's gonna eat us up for the copyright on that Beyonce, but that's cool. That's cool though.
Beyonce, yeah.
But nah, I will say though, like, man, I love that trailer. I love this cast. I mean, this cast again, Sterling K. Brown, as you know, the evil daddy looking kind of dude, and then Joshua Cross is also another actor in here. I think he might have been the actor who was underneath the motorcycle helmet. If you haven't seen the Tiana Taylor movie 1001, Joshua Cross was also in that movie, and Tiana Taylor I think she was nominated for an Oscar for that movie as well for 1001. But Joshua Cross was just as good as she was in that film. Like, he was an amazing, amazing performer in that one too. And then, yeah, I mean, this whole cast, man. I mean, every single person in this cast, Janelle Monáe, you know, Mallory Johnson, who, if you had seen that show Kindred on FX, she was the main star of that. So
yeah, based on the book, yeah,
based on a book from Octavia Spencer and all that. So yeah, it's some great stuff going on here, man. I'm very much excited about this movie.
Yeah, it looks very creative, right? It looks like it's a little bit outside the box, playing with different tones, playing with different themes. When those kind of movies come out, it's always worth watching again, because first-time directors are always going to try to show their originality as best as they can. But doing it with this cast, is really something special. I'm sure. I mean, it's funny seeing Sterling K. Brown, man. Homie's been popping off. So that was like the big hype one they had in the trailer. They start with the Vivica Fox. As like the you know, bringing you in, and then it ends with like, yo, Sterling K. Brown, who always cooks, man. Emmy nominated Sterling K. Brown, bro, for Paradise. I don't know if you see Paradise.
I love Paradise, man. Love Paradise, man. Me and my girl be watching that too. Shout out to my girlfriend Jacelyn too. She's watching us on TikTok live. Thank you, Jace. She said we love a live reaction, and then she also said, I know Sterling when I see him.
Voice, yeah.
Yeah, he was going up. And then also too, the man Mykelti Williamson, who's also in this film, he was in the Fences movie as well. He played Gabriel in the Fences movie. So yeah, we're getting a lot of good stage actors. And yeah, I think like I said before, it's based on a play of the same name from the same writer and director, Aleshea Harris. So this play was actually written in 2018. And so this is just from her through and through. And I couldn't be more excited about it for sure.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, there's been a couple people who've broken into the industry like that. I want to say Celine Song did that. I want to say she's also a playwright, and that's how she got into the industry as well, by other performers watching her work, obviously on stage as well. So, yeah, Sterling K. Brown's a legend, man. I swear. I always bring it up, but every time, since Supernatural, I want to say season 2 or 3, he was great. He was great in that. Just his whole portrayal of that, and the fact that he's one of those guys. He's kind of like obviously not the same level as like famous as Pedro, but one of those guys who got his career started a little bit later, or like popped off a little later, even though he's been working for a minute in like like network TV or like cameos here and there when it comes to like small bit roles in just regular television shows. So shout out to Sterling K. Brown, man. He can still cook.
Yeah, no, he definitely one of the goats.
What's the last topic? Was that the last topic?
Well,
No, it
what were
wasn't.
we talking about? I mean, yeah, let's talk about Deadpool. I was also going to talk about Crime
Oh,
101
yeah.
real quick too. But
Oh, let's do Crime 101. Yeah.
okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I still want to talk Deadpool though. Just I know, like, if you are you down, you don't want to talk Deadpool? Or?
You know how much I hate that shit.
Well, that's what we got to talk about it. I mean, that's why we got to talk about it. But we'll talk about Crime 101 real quick
All right.
first. I'll just give my quick thoughts on the new film from I forget the director's name right off the top of my head. I have to look that up. I'm gonna edit this part out. But yeah, Crime 101 is a new crime thriller. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, Mark Ruffalo. Cast is super stacked. We got Barry Keoghan is in it. We got a lot of recognizable names. Corey Hawkins, who of course if you remember from Shattered Compton. And the whole premise is about this driver slash thief played by Chris Hemsworth. His name is Mike. He's a little antisocial, a little bit introverted. He cares a lot about the details. Like, he's very finely detailed in his planning and very meticulous. So he plans things out and he never gets caught. Meanwhile, this cop who is played by Mark Ruffalo is chasing him down. And he's like, yo, okay, I do see this guy has a little bit of a pattern. He doesn't like to do violence. He likes to go in and out very quick. Nobody sees him, changes cars, and he always hits jewelry places that are lined up along the 101 freeway. So if you're from LA, y'all know how vital the 101 is to getting in and out of the city. 101 is obviously the iconic highway that runs through Hollywood. You could go from Hollywood, you up north a little bit, you go up to Thousand Oaks, you get up to Calabasas, go up a little further, you in Santa Barbara. You basically drive up halfway through California up to 101 along the coast. The backside of it, of course, Malibu, things like that. So it's like, we see a lot of iconic LA locations throughout the film. We see a lot of places, like I was telling my girl, there's a lot of places that I've seen, we've seen just driving by through proximity. But yeah, and then, this guy has a very organized, very routine code. But as you kind of saw there a little bit, that boy Barry Keoghan's crazy ASS comes into the picture, and he starts messing stuff up for everybody. So Nick Nolte is also in this film as well. He's kind of like the guy behind the chair who is kind of setting up a lot of these heists. But then he ends up kind of turning on Chris Hemsworth as well. So it's a classic crime movie, down to the bone. Nothing really, that we haven't seen before, but also like very, very, very well done, very stylized. Car chases were to the T, almost perfect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much perfect, honestly. The only downside that the movie kind of has a little bit is that the ending is really good. I think we could have used, maybe one or two more car chases. and then, I say that because the car chases were just really good. And it's like, dang, I did want to see one more just to like nail us out real quick, But that being said, it's a smart heist movie. It's a intelligent crime thriller that doesn't get too over the top. They never jump the shark. Everything seems very realistic to some extent. And yeah, it's good. And then there's also, of course, the Halle Berry of it all. She plays she plays like an insurance broker for a lot of these people who get robbed. So then she ends up kind of getting into the situation because it's like she's kind of looking into who keeps hitting my stuff, who keeps robbing my stuff. Meanwhile, Chris Hemsworth is low key trying to slide in on the low and be like, hey, like, nice to meet you. Maybe we could work together. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it's a fun premise, and definitely highly recommend to people who are looking for a good thriller, just a good action thriller out there. So,
and this is in theaters as well.
Yeah, in theaters. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's, I think it came in. Well, it hasn't been doing too well in the box office, Andres. It hasn't been doing too well. A lot of people say this kind of movie is kind of, not the thing that sells anymore, right? Like the cash-driven action movies aren't really the thing anymore. It's not no IP behind it. But that being said, though, it's a movie for adults. It's a fun movie. Got action. It got drama. It got a little romance in it too, because Chris Hemsworth is also trying to be the normal man, right? He trying to get his life, trying to have a little side piece, but he a man that move in the shadows, so he can't really give up too many details about his like real name, his real identity and stuff like that. So it's just a very, very classic, very old school kind of crime movie, but very, very well done. And Mark Ruffalo, like honestly, it's just a joy to see Mark Ruffalo act. And Corey Hawkins, man. Corey Hawkins is like Mark Ruffalo's partner in the police force. And yeah, they kind of go back and forth a lot. Like, yo, is this like, because, they've been chasing the Chris Hemsworth dude for years, and they still haven't been able to find him. And it's like, is it even worth it at this point? Like, Corey Hawkins is looking at him. His police chief is telling him, yo, you got to move away from Mark Ruffalo. This guy's washed. This guy's old news. He's like, nah, I still believe in my guy, as a good, partner should. But, it just doesn't work out in the end. But yeah, it was, great movie, stylized, fun, action all the way through and through.
Yeah, that's interesting. And is this also on streaming? Is this streaming on Prime, on Amazon Prime?
Nah, it's just the theatrical.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's got, I can't lie, man. And I know this is me being exactly what you said. It's got kind of the streaming kind of vibe to it, at least with the premise and with the, the cast. It makes it feel like it is, but the fact that it is, it makes it kind of interesting. So yeah, I'll definitely check this one out.
Yeah, it's again, you see the premise, you see all these older adult actors, and you're like, do I really need to watch this? But the cinematic value really does come in the way that the action is staged and the way that the chase sequences are directed. And that's something I was actually talking to Dylan with earlier. The director's name is Bart Layton, who, if you had seen that 2018 movie, American Animals, with I believe that was that, who was in that? Evan Peters, and also Barry Keoghan was in that too. That was another like very stylistic heist crime movie that was really, really interesting as well too. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure that TikTok, we have some issues. And there we go. All right. But Bart Layton did a phenomenal job with this movie and made it feel very cinematic. They had a release, like, I saw it in Dolby Cinema. I know they had a couple IMAX screens that they were showing it on too. It's a very, like, when you see those car chase sequences, you can see where the money went. Like, you can feel the money on screen in those moments. So I very much appreciated that.
That's dope, man. No, it's cool. It's cool to have like new coming directors like really get to show a little bit of what they can do as well. Because I don't know if I've heard of this director before. So that's another example of trusting, up and coming talent when it comes to directing. So that's really cool. RB3, You wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about why you want to talk about Deadpool.
Well, Deadpool, and I realized I forgot to put the lower third here for that, but yeah, Deadpool just turned 10 years old this month. Actually, just this past week. I think it was February 17th, 2016 that it came out. The first Deadpool movie, man. And, arguably the first major R-rated superhero movie that like really popped off.
Major, yeah. I mean, there was Blade, but
yeah, Blade, and then there was of course, and then there was the Punisher movies and things like that.
Yeah.
But
Constantine, I think.
Constantine was also R-rated, yeah. But in terms of mainstream hits, this did break the chain, and for better or for worse, it did that. And I mean, my question to you, Andres, was this a good thing? Like, should we have let this happen?
No. You're asking the wrong guy. I got deep, profound thoughts. I'm talking video essay type shit when it comes to the Deadpoolification of like dudes and dude bros, and just in general, as far as people think they're Deadpool and think they're cool and quirky and funny by making the most crude, weird, racist, ableist, just jokes and just not funny and not cool. And I think that this movie is the prime example of it. And looking back at it, you can just see it like, bubbling throughout all of society now, and just the I don't know, man, the podcast bro type bullshit. That's kind of what Deadpool created, bro. Deadpool is one of those movies that really is just, the vibes it gives off is just really bad. And overall, the movie is super mediocre. And it goes down. Like the first one's pretty mediocre, pretty average. Second one is a little worse. And then the third one is obviously just a pile of shit. So yeah, this was a mistake. We are seeing our mistake right now by, again, frat bro, dude bros on Kick, I guess, is that the new streaming shit? That they think they're all fucking Deadpool, bro.
Yeah.
They think they're so funny and cool and quirky and strong, and it's just bullshit, bro.
Yeah, no, the Dude Bro podcast world made it unbearable. I think the humor for the first Deadpool really didn't age well at all. I think the first Deadpool movie didn't age well at all. I think the second, actually, hot take, maybe is a little bit of a hot take. I think the second one is a little bit better than the first one. And I think, I hate to say that too. Why is the most tolerable Deadpool movie the one with Brad Pitt in it, right? Like, come on, y'all, what's happening? This ain't right. This ain't kicking. So
the only good thing about the second one for me is Domino. Is that her name? Domino?
Domino, yeah.
Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, she was great. That was cool.
Yeah, her scenes were great. I thought her scenes were cool, and she only got like 3 scenes in there.
Yeah.
But everything that she does with the luck power is really cool and creative.
That was creative.
Everything else for me is just not it.
I feel that. I also like. I think David Lean's direction, or David Lynch's direction in that one. Of course, he's more of an action guy, more of a stunt guy. So the action in that one, just like you said, more creative, more practical, felt much more natural. I felt like than what the first dude, Tim Robinson or something like that, did for the first Deadpool, because he was literally a CGI guy, like literally ran a CGI company. And then the third, Sean Levy, I mean, that didn't even feel like CGI. That felt like AI to me. You know what I'm saying? That felt like some trash, non-physical AI, So yeah, the second one just had a little bit more of a practical touch that like made it a little bit nicer too. But yeah, I think arguably, I mean, I'm not afraid to say it, I think this might be the worst trilogy of movies of all time, straight up. And I think I don't even think it's debatable, like in terms of successful trilogies.
As far as impact, it is like, it's hard to debate against that because like I said, I think the impact has just been so negative, whether it is in just normal society or whether it is in Hollywood too. I think the negative impact as far as what Deadpool 3 specifically created. Like you said, the AI-fication, even if it is an AI, just the AI-fication of Hollywood blockbusters, and just this idea that you don't really need to direct. Who needs directing? You can just put in sync and have people laugh and make the worst directed action scenes ever. If that's what it felt like watching that movie. And then obviously everything else I said when it comes to just what that character represents to people is just weird. I'm telling you, bro, the weirdest people I've ever met wear Deadpool shirts and like love Deadpool. They're just like the worst, weirdest dudes. And they just give bad vibes, and they just really kind of elevate this character as someone who they aspire to in some way, because he's weird and quirky, and again, he's got like superpowers, and they think that they got superpowers. I don't know. To me, it just, on so many different levels and layers, this movie would have trilogy was just kind of I just really hope it dies. I just don't want to see it come back, and I think they are bringing him back maybe in one of the Marvel movies, but I hope not.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see how he plays out in Secret Wars. I mean, yeah, of course they made that whole in Deadpool 3, they kind of alluded to him being back with Thor crying or whatever. Like, what's Thor crying about? I'm curious to see that. I will say, terrible trilogy, but they have given us some very fun side characters. Like you said, Domino is a great side character. Remy LeBeau, aka Gambit, in Deadpool 3, honestly, maybe the best part of that movie, right? Am I right?
As a fan of Gambit, no. It's like a caricature of Gambit. It's like someone's made a spoof of Gambit. It felt very spoofy, which again is fine for the tone of the movie, because that whole movie's a spoof, I guess. But as like a grounded character, like, that's not Gambit, bro. No, that's definitely not him. But it's definitely like a spoofy character. He's got good moments and good lines that are funny, but no.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're right. You're right. But then some of his lines in Deadpool was just like absolutely hilarious.
They were funny, yeah.
And then of course Rupesh, or is that Rupesh? Like the taxi driver who has been constant in all three of them. I think he was honestly the funniest part of the first one, and the fact that they kind of like made his character non-existent, and the other two are kind of like a crime to me a little bit. But definitely in the first one, he had the best bits for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely some funny moments, like what's his face? Joseph Ashley said, he says, loving the Deadpool hate, but it has good moments. It does have good moments. I can't lie. But like I said, overall, they're just not great.
Your skin like other body.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
But it's one of those things where it's just not enough to sustain a movie. It just doesn't feel like an actual film to me. And unfortunately, that's what Hollywood wants nowadays.
Yeah, Hollywood don't want movies, man. They just want they just want something to get.
They just want IP to, people can chew on, bubble gum, and that's it. That's got no meat to it.
Yeah, exactly. I did have some of those Remy LeBeau ones though. Hold up.
The name's Remy LeBeau.
Oh,
I can't hear.
Oh, my bad.
But you can call me the Gambit.
I got you.
They call me the Gambit.
Do they?
Oh, you nasty, mon beauté rouge. Les éléments temps relais, hein? C'est boudin. We never had a Wolverine up in here. But I can tell you now, it's just a common courtesy to ask before you drink up all of my liquor. Charge the playing cards. Make them go boom. Maybe I was born here. It's hard to know for sure. One of us has gone up against her.
I was trying to get the buttery nuts.
The Punisher, the Quicksilver, the Daredevil. That sweet baby angel, Johnny Storm. He up and gone missing like, 2 days ago. Like you're holding up a mirror to my soul. What you do to Johnny, huh? Talk or I'm gonna start. I ain't know my daddy, but I'm sure I shot out of his dick ready. Yeah, he was laying them buttery nuts all up in my mama, and I shot up there and I said, what's up, Doc?
That's the one. That's the only one. That was literally the only one I wanted to. It's like, yo.
No, that was not even like Gambit at the end. That was just straight up Channing. He even lost the accent when he said it.
That was the one. No, that was
It's
the
like
one.
not even in universe.
Hey, man.
He just breaks the fourth wall like he's in a movie. It's funny though. It is funny. I can't lie. And then the famous one. It's still funny. It's still funny. The famous one that everyone memes, which is the "Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself."
Oh yeah.
That one? Yeah. I forget how he says it, but it's funny as shit, bro.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself.
He's like, I'm about to make a name for myself. That's a good one. I can't lie. It reminds me of like Jump Street. He's great at those movies. Like, he's funny.
Yeah.
When he does the, I always imitate his Jeff impression when he's like undercover with the Mexican gang.
I'm
And he's like, "Ooh, I got Dora and Diego and Piper," and he's like, "Man, that's Dora the Explorer, bro."
Yeah.
It's like, no, those are my friends.
Yeah.
And he does the my name is Jeff. Yeah, he's a funny dude, man. He's funny, but it's not Gambit. It's not, bro. It's not.
Nah, it's not. Nah, I don't count.
But yeah, man, Deadpool, bro. Shit, we made a mistake, bro.
Hey, man. 10 years in. 10 years in, man. We gonna have another 10 years of Deadpool, another 10 years of Ryan Reynolds and fart jokes and all that.
Just this whole vibe, bro. The whole vibe he gives off is the worst.
Yeah. Nah, ain't it? Just like my boo Jason said on TikTok. Yeah, they don't pass the vibe check. Sure don't. They sure don't. For sure.
Yeah. This was a good stream, though, man. I appreciate, obviously, your candid thoughts on everything, your honesty, your transparency.
Yeah, no.
Your true heart. And then, obviously, your perspective when it comes to movies and upcoming movies. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. I went on a long rant in the beginning there, y'all. My bad. My apologies. But yeah, I'm apologizing, but homie, what's rest ain't apologizing. What the heck? No, I ain't sorry. You gotta be sorry,
don't
man.
apologize.
Yeah, nah. But yeah, nah. Thanks for watching. Joseph Ashley in the chat. Warhol in the chat. My boo Jason Jackson in the chat. On TikTok. Thank you for everybody tapped in on TikTok and on YouTube. It's amazing. And check out our merch shop.
Yeah, check out our merch shop. Check out our website for what we have so far. Make sure to subscribe to First Cut if you haven't done so already. Make sure to subscribe to Sabak the Block, which is our new Star Wars channel, if you haven't done that as well. And you can follow RB3. Where at, man?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at Director RB3.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else on Squad Leader Ace. So make sure to follow me over there and follow us at First Cut because we are making more content over there as you're watching on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to or follow us on TikTok. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go. Either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, we're going to be peacing out. So peace. Deuces.
This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. With the 4/5 divide you in half. You getting at me equals a blood.